welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
And I'm Chris Costa.
So Chris, what should we talk about today?
Well, last time we finished with system settings. We looked at the first group. I thought maybe we could continue, look at the next set.
That makes sense. So we'll look at group 2 as it's sectioned off in our help menu.
Sure.
All right. So let's come over to Enterprise and we'll open up File Maintenance. And we'll go up to File and choose System Settings. So group 2 in our help menu starts with this option here, Calculate Sheetfed Spoilage by Press Forms. What that particular option will do is, if you have it checked off, when the system goes to calculate the spoilage for a press run, not the make ready, but the run,
right.
And you've got a spoilage table attached to your press, it's going to figure out the quantity it's going to use to look at that spoilage table with based on the component quantity times the number of press forms.
Okay.
Okay. Now there are some options in the spoilage tables that will also affect how they work with this option checked or unchecked. So I highly recommend looking at our help menu, and it will show you a couple of examples to better explain how it will calculate in each scenario.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
This next one, show warning when canceling an estimate or order. That's a good one to check off because the cancel button is very close to the save button.
Yep.
You could accidentally hit the cancel button and that way you'll get a warning and you won't actually get out of an estimate and lose the changes that you made.
Yep. So
Okay.
There's not really much benefit to not having it checked then.
No, I mean, you know, if you found it annoying that you had to keep hitting OK through it, you could uncheck it, but we recommend that you do.
Mm-hmm. Makes
Okay.
sense.
This next one, add outside service to price grid price. This one affects template pricing. If you have a template and you have a price grid attached to that template, and then say you pull that template into an estimate or an order, but then you add an outside service to it. Well, this is asking, do you want the template price to be whatever the price is on the template, even though you've just added this outside service? Or do you want it to take the template price and add whatever cost and markup there is on that outside service to that price?
Okay.
Okay, it is a global setting, so it's going to
Sure.
affect it in all cases.
Okay.
This next one, calculate pre-collated stock as sets, not sheets. What that will do is you might have some stock that's pre-collated, and if you have this checked off, you would treat the stock as a set, and you would enter it in the material table as a set, price it as a set. So say it's a collated stock of 3 sheets. You'll put that stock in as one material code which has all 3 sheets, and the price will reflect all 3 sheets. Without it checked, you might put the stock in individual sheets. So if you have a white copy, a yellow copy, and a pink copy, they'd be 3 separate material codes, and you pull in 3 materials in the estimate or order.
Okay. That makes sense too.
This next one, perform a credit check when saving an estimate. When you save an estimate, you can have the system check the customer's credit limit, and if it's over the credit limit based on other orders and other invoices in the system, then it will give you a warning and tell you it's over the credit limit.
Okay.
Some people don't care about it at the estimate level, only want that credit check done at the order.
Right.
Others want to do it at the estimate, so you have an option.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's cover the next 2 together. Do not allow editing of jobs in history, and do not allow editing of jobs that are complete. With those checked, if a job is in history status, you can't edit it.
Exactly.
It won't let you. If a job's in complete status, they won't let you edit it.
Makes sense, but what if you do have a circumstance where you have to?
Occasionally that happens.
You need to get around it somehow.
Yep. You can have a supervisor come in, uncheck that option temporarily, go into estimating and order entry, make your change, and then quickly go back into the settings and check it again.
Okay.
Okay?
That makes sense.
Should be rare. So.
Yeah.
The next one is allow chargeback distribution. Now that would be used if you're an implant and you want to charge back another department,
Right.
and you want to do a distribution. So you might have an order or that you're charging back, but you're charging back 2 or 3 different departments for that order. This will allow you to put multiple chargeback codes in with a percentage of how much of the job you want to charge back to the individual accounts.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
The next one, use customer accounts for chargeback distribution. In Enterprise, you can set up your chargeback codes in a list for each customer, or maybe you've set up your customer accounts and the account number you're using is the chargeback code. Well, with this checked, instead of having to enter chargeback codes in a separate table in the database, you can actually use the customer accounts as the chargeback codes.
Okay.
Okay. This next one, default chargeback distribution to a percentage. If you are doing a chargeback distribution and you're charging back multiple departments, you can put in a dollar amount you want to send to each department, or you can put in a percentage. And if you want the system to default to the percentage, you can check that off.
Okay.
Okay. This next one, allow only valid material codes in estimating order entry. That particular option right now is disabled, but what it is supposed to do is not allow you to save an estimate or an order unless a valid material code has been entered.
Okay.
Now there are some performance issues with that just due to the nature of how many material items people have in their databases and how the system has to do that kind of a check. So it is disabled right now, and at some point in the future we will be revisiting that when enterprise is moved over to the next, or estimating order entry is moved over to the next development platform to be able to enable that again.
Okay. Sure. That's fine.
And this last option here, hide the job planning due dates. When you create an estimate or an order, and you, an order, when you save that, you'll get a job planning screen. In that job planning screen, there are a series of dates. The job due date, the proof due date, and there's an option to hide those dates. So when that screen pops up, you can check that off to hide it.
Right.
Well, if you want to hide it as a global option and never have those dates pop up, then you can check this option here. And they'll be hidden so the user cannot modify those dates at all.
Okay, so it's an all or nothing.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, any questions on any of those?
I think all those made sense.
Okay, great.
Very
Well,
good.
thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
And I'm Chris Costa.
Please look forward for more to come.